Now for something very different, kinda. So this one I do have limited continues to deal with. We're gonna see how well I can do. I used to be able to beat this game pretty dependably, but that's been years since. What kind of weird future tech device is that? The one terrorist. This is very much run and gun. As you can tell, because I'm doing a lot of running, and when I'm not running, I'm gunning, and sometimes I'm doing both. So unless you're, like, speedrun smart, the main name of this game is mitigating threats and knowing what the incoming threats are. That too. Okay, the quote-unquote mini-boss is coming up here, and it basically just shoots the crap out of you with homing shots that do a ton of damage, and you have to overpower it. Just very soon, a couple more platforms and we'll be at it. I think it's right after these. If you get up real close and duck, sometimes it can't hit you. Okay, so you have up to 5 different guns. The basic handgun doesn't consume any ammo, but it's just a pea shooter as fast as you can mash, with a bullet max on screen. Machine gun has a much higher bullet max on screen and auto fires. Then the shotgun does a 3-way. This is a 2-phase boss. The helicopter, first it's gonna let loose some enemies. I'm gonna try to shotgun them before they can shoot me back. It didn't work. Okay, for phase 2, I'm gonna pull out the machine gun. Gonna stand all the way back. Gonna come in low enough that I can hit it. And I need to hit the little, like, glowing orb at the top. And also not jump into its shots. But I have enough health that that shouldn't be a problem. So this game had, or this track has the best, like, drum work I've ever heard go through a Nest sound chip. So I'm just gonna not talk much. As far as a bunch of blind jumps, you kind of need to know where the spikes are going to come up and that there's a laser there. Another mini-boss just like the last one, but I think I'm gonna get wrecked. Not the machine gun at all. Not sure I'm gonna be able to make it to the boss. You know what? That was entirely on me, but I'm not accepting it. Coming up soon is going to be the part where we run. which is there's a certain segment where you just kind of run like mad and shoot like mad and you're good to go. But this isn't it yet. Thanks. I think it's after this elevator. Yeah, I'm not nearly in practice enough with this game to pretend like I can do it without save stating like mad, so I'm just gonna save state like mad. Wouldn't be a problem if the game didn't have limited continues, but it does. Oh, this is the part where we run. There's the part where we get shot in the head. We aren't thinking. Right after this turret is the part where we run. A lot of this is going to be pretend that I've been playing enough that I remember this crap. Coming up is the mini-boss before the boss. This boss is a huge jerk. It can kill you and not really to any fault of your own. Not active until it stops moving forward initially, which is right now. The balls suck. If I die again, I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah. Because it is much better doing this boss with an actual set of health to go by. You don't want him to move forward because if it gets too far forward, you can't solve the shots by just jumping over them. You get this situation where most of the time, if you jump at the right time, the ball will at worst land beneath your feet. So this is stage 3. This is kind of the gauntlet. Just a lot of hard enemies to deal with, but now you have a lot of tools to use to deal with them. Like, I don't want to deal with that enemy there, so we have homing rockets now. These things suck. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to... You got it. Especially now that they have so much less distance to cover with this one. It's a very short window to get through. Here are some definitely not painted over Terminators all through this level. This stage gets a lot easier the more things you take your time to get rid of. So the main thing that sucks with these lasers is it's either random or a pattern how often they stay up and stay down. Ow. Guess the homing doesn't want to hit a good angle for those, so let's just not. Thanks. Thanks. This game kind of has the opposite problem of Blaster Master in that game so many things drop health that your ability to proceed has more to do with how well you kill versus how well you get hit. Or avoid hits, rather. In this game, health drops are so rare, you'll be lucky to discover that they exist at all. You know, those floating humanoid torso things that I saw earlier, if you let those things live for more than the time it takes to shoot 5 times at them, they become completely impossible to survive against. Or I'll just jump right into a bullet. Case in point. I might have to accept the death here, because these things are just that. That. Or I can just use some homing. While running like a smart person. I'm through most of this level, but not the worst of it. I think we're at the mini-boss. The mini-boss is not fun. After such a long and grueling level, it is basically random whether or not it shoots at you too many times for you to be able to jump over them. On the bright side, this boss isn't rough. It's sort of. Everything happens on an extremely specific cycle. If you do it right, you'll never get hit. However, not doing it right. I don't remember where my safe spot is. I'm gonna take a death, see if it game overs me. If it doesn't, it does. With all the parts of this I shouldn't be messing up, it's the jump after 2, so you get over the third part. I don't know why I'm having a huge problem with this boss, because it's an extremely simple repeat the pattern and you're good to go fight. Like, it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on, but if you just do it right, you're good. What am I doing? Alright, don't jump the first time. Jump the second time. Don't jump for that. And then jump too early and get hit anyway, because you know what you're doing. I'm scumming this up really hard, but I feel bad, because this was like the boss I felt least likely to have any problem with, because I had it so dependable before. And I really don't want to redo all of Stage 3 because I made the right decision of getting here with one hit left on my last life. Usually I get here, I have a few hits to work with. I don't have to do it perfect or die. Maybe I was up here. If I can find an opportunity to get up there. Forget it. There we go. That felt really bad. Before I get into this level, I'm gonna take my first game over. So the weird thing about this game overall is, if everything else was legally distinct Terminator, this level is legally distinct Alien. Rude. Oh, these things. These are some of the worst enemies. A lot of them you can just run and they'll run off screen for you and despawn themselves, but if that doesn't happen, you're in pain. And it's not gonna happen near the end of the stage, so... This one also has some really rude platforming. But the trick with those guys is if you don't get them on screen enough, they won't do their forward movement thing. So you can just kind of sit there and take them out safely. Hi. This one wants to get the homing, so it's gonna get the homing. Alright, so these are falling platforms. Falling platforms are terrible in this game. Because they eat your momentum when you land on them, and it is really easy to like land on one, jump, have the jump not happen, and then you're already dead. And then that happens. Thanks. Don't remember what I need to do to make that thing not be killing me. Okay. I used to be able to do that, no questions asked. And I don't think I could do that anymore if I trained. This is the part where you fall and take lots of damage, because there's extremely little opportunity to actually deal with the stuff coming at you. And those are my actual official strats. Fall, take hits, it's okay. As long as you have the health too. And if you don't, there's a checkpoint somewhere. Stop being... Dang it. I should have just taken that and dealt with whatever checkpoint I have. I don't think I'm going to be able to take the mini-boss with a shred. Oh, where does it put me? Oh, right here. Thanks. This is the last stretch. Really? A bullet was inside the floor by that point. The mini-boss here is a huge jerk. Coming out very soon. Yeah, it's you. Gotta hit the head. And now it's just the head. So this boss, not an alien queen, is not the worst thing in the world, but you have to be able to make a really specific timing to not get killed. Because that will kill you unless you're like practically full health. Yeah, this one is easy, but if you miss it, you take a whole lot of damage. And now the final stage. An auto-scroller. There's nothing to shoot in this run and gun. I gotta deal with this orange juice factory. I forgot. Once you get to that point with the molten steel, you have to be forward on the screen to get them to start spewing fast, and then get through early. Most are just gonna get squished. In a pinch, you can just take a whole bunch of hits and not deal with it, but not preferable. Coming up soon is the most ridiculous jump in the game, by a long shot. And I missed it. Getting up onto that block and then over it before it's too far gone to get over is extremely difficult. I would have had it there, but I apparently missed a jump input again. There you go. So these crushers, you just run. Unless they decide to not let you, which sometimes the ones like in the middle of formations like that and just won't follow the pattern. Yeah, while you're in your turning animation, you can't jump, and it's like, it doesn't look like much, but it's several frames when you're trying to do something specific. Now we run and we go, ah! Okay, that one is complete. That third one was completely out of where it was supposed to be. I demand a refund on that squisher. They're supposed to just come down one after another right behind you. I think I'm gonna die. I took way too many hits on the way through. So this is difficult-ish. More about knowing the patterns of things. You have to do this part where you're in between the two vulnerable points twice. It is technically possible, if you are doing a speed run, to take out the first part before you get before it gets off screen at the start, but that's not reasonable. So after this, we're going to be yeeted immediately into the second phase. I don't have any more lives, so we've got to make this perfect. So he comes up to you and he punches you. You have to You have to be on a cycle with his punches, which line up pretty well with how often you can jump. Gonna take a few tries because I left myself with no health. I need to be better on the pattern, the timing of when you need to be in jump. I don't remember it. I have my hands completely off the D-pad. I think I'm gonna take the game over, use my second continue, and do a better job on the final stage. Have some extra lives. Not use all my ammo on the first form. You don't need to. Yeah, that spot right there is a lot more dangerous than you think. If you do a full jump, you will not get the sideways momentum to get into that area, and then you just die. Hey, the squishers cooperated this time. That's not common. I imagine everything is going to cooperate super well this time, just because. That's how you get through the first way easily. Don't remember if I actually need to ammo this or if I can just... Yeah, we're good. We don't need any ammo for this. We can have it all for 2. Ow. we not waste all the grenades and just not... I'm gonna try more keep away-ish. Okay. That was kind of shameful. The final boss can go down in like 4 or 5 grenades if you don't waste them, but when it's standing you have to be perfectly at the peak of your jump for it to land. It's a lot easier to hit him when he is ducking and punching at you, but the problem is he's punching at you. Shoutouts to Sleepy H. I feel like I really should have brushed up on this, considering I knew I was going to do this at some point. I probably should have gotten less well out of practice before this sort of thing came up, but yeah, it's alright. Yeah, this game is it's overall pretty neat, but you have to be really patient to memorize what all the threats are and have a good plan for dealing with them. I have most of the plans and strategies still in line in my head, but the problem is it's just been so long I don't have the timings and general stuff ready to be able to rehearse the game easily. It's fine.